Alright, children, very good morning. We were on the chapter The Happy Prince. Okay, so what was there in the chapter? The chapter was about a happy prince who was, when alive, he always remained happy. He did not know what problems are, what difficulties are, but when he died and his statue was made, he realized that there are so many problems in this world. Some people are so unhappy. Okay, they are so sad. Their life is full of misery. They are not even able to eat the basic necessities of life. They don't have food. They are hungry, they are starving. Okay, so how did he help one old woman? By asking the swallow, the bird, to give his ruby which was put up in the sword. And another thing which we were talking about was about a young playwright who writes the play. He is also starving, so he asked to give sapphire which was put up in his eye. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. Now, children, when that young man, when he saw that sapphire, he became so happy. He said that my work is being appreciated. People are looking up my work. Okay? He says that I think that there is some admirer of mine who's happy, who's given me this sapphire and wants me to finish end of the play. Alright, so he became very happy. The next day the swallow flew to the harbour. He sat on the mast of a large vessel as in a big jug kind of a thing, and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow, but nobody minded. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. Okay, so what happened? He did not go to Egypt, rather than he went back straight to the king again. Okay, I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not stay with me one night longer? So again this king pleased swallow that, will you not again live with me? It is winter, answered the swallow, and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. In the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in gutter and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money, and she's crying. Okay, now he's telling about one more sad story. Okay, and in this story, who's there? There is a small little match girl who's very poor. Okay, he says that all her matches, all her match boxes have fallen down in the gutter and they are all spoiled. Okay, he says that if her father will come to know, he'll beat her. मारेगा उसका father उसको if she does not bring home some money. And she's crying. She has no shoes or stockings and her little head is bare. He says that it is so cold, winter is going on, but still she is so poor. All the thing which she had to sell, everything fell on the gutter. If her father will know, what will happen? He will beat her. And on top of it, when she'll not go home with money, they all will scold her. And she has no shoes, no stocking and no covering on her head, although it's so cold. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. Okay, so he says that you do one thing, take out another eye. One eye he'd already given to that young man, the sapphire. Now he says another eye give to that poor girl. I'll stay with you one night longer, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You'll be quite blind then. He says that one eye I had taken out, but this one, if I take out, you won't be able to see anything. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Do as I command you. So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jeweler into the palm of her hand. Okay, now what he did, he gave the sapphire to that little girl, and after receiving it, she was very happy. What a lovely bite of glass! And she ran and went home. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, so I'll stay with you always. He says that now you are blind, you have become blind. So what I'll do, I'll stay with you, I'll be with you, and I'll inform you, I'll tell you about whatever is happening in this world. Okay? No, little swallow, said the poor prince. You must go away to the Egypt. Now why he is called poor? Because the costly jewels which he was having, now he has none of them. All the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in strange lands. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me of marvelous things. Marvelous means limitless, unusual things. But more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. Okay, the suffering, the problems, the difficulties that they face. There is no mystery so great as misery. He says that misery, how is somebody sad? This is also a mystery. So he says that there is no such mystery known as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. Okay, what you can see, what you possess there, let's see. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses. Okay, they were very happy. While the beggars were sitting at the gates, he flew into the dark lanes and saw the white faces of the gates of the starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. He says that there are uncountable poor people who are begging on the street, who are starving, who don't have money, who are hungry. Okay? Under the archway of a bridge, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm. Okay, now they were hugging each other. Why? Because they did not possess those clothes, those woolen clothes. How hungry we are, they said. You must not lie here. And they wandered out in the rain. Okay, they were so poor. They were not having enough clothes. They had no house, they had no food. Okay, so children, yes, it is happening. Sometimes we go out, we see these kinds of people. Yeah, so in that case, children, what should we do? We should keep our heart kind and our soul pure, and we should help them with all our possible things. Okay, we should never step backwards in helping a poor person who really needs it. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to the poor. The living always thinks that gold can make them happy. He says that what happens, I am completely, my whole body is made out of gold. So what you can do, you can take out this gold and you can give it to them. Why? Because gold makes us happy. Gold is a very valuable asset. Okay? When they sell gold, ultimately they get lots of money. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played in the street. "We have bread now," they cried. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. Frost as in little drizzling, those little ice which falls down. The street looks as if they were made of silver. Now the snow had all fallen on the floor, on the streets of the roads. So what did they resemble? They resembled silver. Everybody went about in furs. Furs as in the woolen jackets, the woolen clothes. Fur makes us warm. Fur is woolen material, okay, that keeps our body very warm. And little boy wore scarlet caps and skated on that ice, okay. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well, okay. Now children, the swallow also was living under the sky only, okay, but he was feeling very, very cold, but he did not leave the side of the king. Why? Because he loved him a lot, okay. He picked up crumbs outside the baker door when the baker was not looking. Crumbs are those bread crumbs, okay, and tried to keep himself warm by flapping up his wing, moving his wing up and down. That warm air made him warm. But at last he knew that he was going to die. Of course, when he will not be able to bear that cold, ultimately he'll die. So he felt that, yeah, he knows that he is going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. "Goodbye, dear prince," he murmured. Murmur means said softly, murmuring, okay. Teacher always says, now don't murmur in the class, don't speak softly. Don't speak in your mouth, murmuring sound. "Will you let me kiss your hand? I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow. You stayed too long, but you must kiss on my lips, for I love you." Okay, the prince said, yes, I love you so much because you have been here with me. Whatever favor I asked you to do, you have helped me in each and everything. So thank you for that. "It's not Egypt that I am going. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not?" And he kissed off the lips and fell down at his feet. Okay, as soon as he kissed on that happy prince lips, he died that very moment and came down to the feet. At that moment, a curious crack sound is there in the statue, as if something had broken, okay. At that very second, like a glass is broken on the floor, same way a voice had come, as if something has been broken. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right in two. The heart that was made of lead, had been divided into two parts. That means his heart broke. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right in two. It was certainly a dreadful hard frost. Dreadful means very bad, very disappointing, very disheartening. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking in the square in company with the town councillors. Okay, then what he sees, that by the time mayor was passing by, as they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. Dear me, how shabby the happy prince looked. Shabby means untidy. How shabby indeed. Who always agreed with the mayor. Okay, now these people who are with the mayor, obviously they were those chelas. They always said yes in whatever he spoke. The ruby has not fallen out his sword. His eyes are gone, and he is golden no longer. In fact, he is little better than a beggar. Okay, he said that now he is not having any precious stones, any costly gems, he is not having gold over his entire body. Then what does he possess? Nothing. He is looking like a beggar. He is not looking like a prince. Okay.